For 30 long years, Mr. Das swept the floors of the most prestigious university in the country. Every day, thousands of students passed by him. Some smiled at him and most simply ignored him. To them, he was just the janitor. But he never missed a day. He always arrived early and left late. He was quiet, consistent, and invisible. One morning, however, everything changed. The university had organized a very important event. All the professors were there. Many special guests had come from other universities, and even the media had arrived. As soon as our student entered the hall, he noticed something strange. Where was Mr. Das? He was always the first person to arrive at the cleaning supplies closet, but today it was empty. He was nowhere to be seen. Then suddenly, he heard a commotion coming from the stage. He turned around and saw something that made his jaw drop. Mr. Das was standing there on the stage, looking very handsome in a well-tailored suit. People were whispering all around him. "What is he doing up there?" someone asked. "Why is the janitor on stage?" Another wondered aloud. Our student, too, was confused, but he soon found the answer. As the MC announced the next item on the agenda, the vice-chancellor of the university stepped forward. He adjusted the microphone and then turned to face the audience. "I'm sure many of you are wondering why we have called Mr. Das here today," he began. "And I must admit that what I am about to tell you will come as a surprise to many of you. But before I continue, I would like you all to stand up and give Mr. Das a big round of applause for his dedication to this university." Everyone looked at each other, confused, but stood up and started clapping hesitantly. The vice-chancellor waited until the applause died down and then said, "Today, we are here to honor a man who has served this university longer than any professor here. His dedication is unparalleled, and despite his unassuming nature, he has touched the lives of so many students without them even knowing it. I am referring, of course, to our beloved janitor, Mr. Das." A wave of murmurs rippled through the crowd. The students looked at Mr. Das on stage with newfound respect. Some even felt a blush creep up their necks. They had walked past him hundreds, maybe even thousands of times, yet they had never paid him any real attention. They had judged him solely by his appearance and his job. But now they were beginning to understand that there was more to Mr. Das than they had ever known. The vice-chancellor continued, his voice filled with admiration. "For over 3 decades, Mr. Das has been the backbone of this university. He has swept our floors not just with a broom, but also with his quiet dignity and unbreakable spirit. His commitment to his work is truly inspiring." The vice-chancellor then went on to share an incredible story that no one in the audience, including the professors, had ever heard before. He told them about how, over the years, Mr. Das had quietly sponsored the education of 15 underprivileged students at the university. According to him, these students came from very poor families and could not afford to pay their tuition fees. Instead of turning them away, Mr. Das, using his small salary and his life savings, ensured that these students received the education they deserved. He paid their fees, bought them books, and even provided them with food and shelter whenever needed. And he did all of this without telling anyone. He never wanted recognition or praise for his actions. He was driven purely by the desire to help others. As he spoke, the audience listened in rapt attention. They couldn't believe that such an ordinary man could do such extraordinary things. Some people had tears in their eyes, while others felt a burning shame creep up their necks. They had shared classrooms and hallways with these sponsored students, yet they had never noticed their struggles or asked about their backgrounds. They had simply judged them based on their appearance and their financial situation. But Mr. Das, with his kind heart and generous spirit, had seen beyond those superficial differences. The vice-chancellor concluded his speech by saying, "Mr. Das is a true hero, not because he has done something extraordinary, but because he has shown us the true meaning of humanity, compassion, and kindness. He has taught us that it is not our position in life, but our attitude that truly matters. Today, we celebrate Mr. Das and thank him for showing us the way." A thunderous applause filled the hall as the students stood up and cheered for Mr. Das. Many of them, overcome with emotion, rushed towards him, wanting to shake his hand, touch his feet, and express their gratitude. But Mr. Das, with a gentle smile on his face, remained calm and composed. He knew that he had done nothing extraordinary. He had simply followed his heart and tried to make a positive impact on the world in his own small way. After the ceremony, the media swarmed Mr. Das, eager to learn more about the janitor who had become a hero. Cameras flashed and microphones were thrust in his face. But Mr. Das, feeling uncomfortable in the spotlight, politely answered their questions and then slipped away unnoticed. Meanwhile, the students were buzzing with excitement. They couldn't believe that one of their own, a fellow student, had accomplished so much and yet remained so humble. They shared stories about their experiences with Mr. Das, remembering instances where he had shown kindness and offered words of encouragement. They realized that they had witnessed greatness but had failed to recognize it. As the news of Mr. Das's heroic deeds spread, people from all walks of life reached out to him. Some wanted to contribute to the education of underprivileged children. Others wanted to offer their support to Mr. Das. But he humbly declined most of the offers, explaining that he did not need any help and that the real credit belonged to the students he had sponsored. In the days that followed, Mr. Das became a role model for the entire university community. His story was a constant reminder that it is not our job or our clothes or our status in society that defines us, but our character, our values, and our actions. Now, let's think about the moral of this story. We often judge people based on their appearance, their job, or their social status. We may think that someone who works as a janitor must be uneducated or unskilled, but in reality, we may be underestimating their intelligence, their life experiences, and their kindness. Mr. Das was not just a janitor. He was a wise, compassionate, and generous man who had dedicated his life to helping others. He was a true hero who had shown the world the importance of humility, empathy, and service to others. Remember, no matter who you meet in life, always treat them with respect and kindness. You never know what kind of wisdom and experience they may possess. Don't let your own biases and prejudices prevent you from learning from others. And always remember that greatness doesn't always speak. Sometimes it just sweeps. Thank you for listening to this story. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring tales.